I'm Kaylee, and today I'm going to be talking about books that remind me of summer. So I had this idea to do a video series called Books Through the Seasons, and I'm going to talk about books that remind me of summer, autumn, winter, and spring. So today is the summer books. I'm going to include books from all sorts of genres and time periods and age ranges, so it's just kind of any books that I thought, oh, that's a summery kind of book. And also, all of these are my favorite books. These are books that I would recommend for anybody to read. These are all 4 or 5 stars. So let's jump straight in with some summer book recommendations. The first one is Ben-Hur by Lew Wallace. Because this has sort of an Arabian desert kind of setting, it's set partially in Israel and in Jerusalem, but of course, most of the time, it is very hot. This is also a book where there's a lot of action, a lot of mystery and things happening, so I feel like it's sort of a summer adventure. The next one is The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. This is just your quintessential American summer. It's young boys going on adventures in the forest or in nearby caves, and they go swimming in the river, and it's just so summery. Then I have The Black Stallion by Walter Farley. This is about a young boy who is shipwrecked with a wild black stallion. They develop a connection and kind of a relationship there, and when he takes the stallion back home, they enter into a race. Every scene in this book is just warm somehow, and the characters are really fiery. Then we have Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm by Kate Douglas Wiggin. I mean, the name Sunny is right there in the title. So it's about this adorable little girl who is growing up on the farm. And they feed the chickens and plant the seeds and I don't know, they do all sorts of typical farm stuff. This whole book is bright and sunny. Then the Swallows and Amazon series by Arthur Ransom. Almost every book in this entire series, which I think has 12 or 13 books, is set in the summer while these children are on their vacation. The children visit the lake during their summer vacation, and they spend their time sailing their ships around the lake. They go out camping and they go exploring around the hills, around the lake, and they just have all sorts of lovely summer adventures. Magic by the Lake by Edward Eager. This is actually the 3rd book in this series, but I read them out of order, so I can't really remember if you were to read the 3rd book on its own, if that would spoil you for other books. I'm not really sure. In Magic by the Lake, the children are visiting a lake on their summer vacation, and they find that the lake is full of magic. Sometimes it will grant you wishes. And of course, everything goes horribly wrong, and the magic proves to be treacherous. Stuart Little by E.B. White always feels like a summery book for me. Although it actually spans a lot of different times. Stuart goes to school, and then I think it ends like in the fall. But the whole book has this kind of bright and hopeful outlook that feels very summertime to me. In The Middle on the Say by Philippa Pierce, 2 young boys go on a treasure hunt down the River Say in their canoe, and they follow these ancient clues that were left behind, and will they find a treasure? What could be more summertime than a treasure hunt? In The True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle, Charlotte is a passenger on a ship, and the ship's captain is a complex individual, and eventually the ship is in a state of mutiny, and Charlotte has to decide, does she side with the captain or does she side with the poor sailors? It's a fantastic adventure, and I'm not even sure if it is set in the summer, but it feels like a summery kind of ambiance. It just feels like one of those high seas adventure kind of summers when you go off on your adventures. I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't really make sense why I think of this particular season with this particular book. It doesn't, except in my own brain, that makes sense. This is a summery book. Another one that I'm not even sure if it is set in the summer or not, but it feels summery to me, is A Sea of Love. This is a graphic novel by Wilfred Lupano that does not use any text. It's all told in pictures. There are no words at all, and it is so gripping and so emotional and so funny. I mean, I cannot even describe the genius that is this book. It is so much fun. And of course I have to include The Penderwicks, which is a summer tale of 4 sisters, 2 rabbits, and a very interesting boy by Jean Birdsall. This is the perfect summer story of 4 sisters, and their family is staying kind of at a summer vacation home, and they run around the countryside, running through other people's gardens, and just having adorable little adventures. The best thing about the Penderwick books is that every character is so quirky and weird and relatable and just beautiful. Then we have Mandy, which is written by Julie Andrews. Yes, that Julie Andrews. She wrote a children's book, and it's fantastic. Mandy feels misunderstood, and she runs away to this little hut in the woods, and there's just so many beautiful descriptions of flowers that are blossoming and, you know, the heat of the summer, and she just wants to get away from people where she can kind of be herself. She has this little hideaway secret place that's just her own back in the woods, and it's just such a sweet story. When I was a girl, I loved the American Girl's Samantha books, and one of my favorites was Samantha Saves the Day, a summer story. Samantha and her family are visiting at the lakes, and they go out on the water, and they have some adventures. And it's up to Samantha to save the day. I just remember how much this adventure on the lake really captured my attention when I was a child. Another favorite book from my childhood was City Mouse, Country Mouse. This is a picture book about the, typical story of a city mouse who comes to visit his country cousin. I read this over and over and over when I was a kid and was just absolutely fascinated. And those are some of my favorite books that I recommend to others to read if you're looking for something with that summer kind of vibe. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know what is one of your favorite summer books. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.